Hello, Sara. Oh, challenge accepted. I saw your comment on Kate's video there where you accepted our little challenge to see who could make their video first every day for the next 7 days till Christmas. Yeah, and you thought you were Sneaky Sara. Well, meet Sneaky Jay. I waited until exactly 12:01 on the 19th to turn on my camera and do my DUD number 19. I'm going to get this one in first and make you play catch up with me here. I hope this doesn't piss you off or anything. I know you said in your last video you were kind of in a pissy mood and you were kind of down, you know. But, you know, you can't sit around and worry about all the horrible things that are going on planet Earth, because that'll just bring you down. Really. I mean, there's nothing you can do to control all the bad news. I think the best thing to do is when you're feeling upset from watching horrible stuff on the news and stuff, just turn the TV off. Take the newspaper, throw it in the fireplace, you know, just kind of cut yourself off from the bad news, and that'll make you feel better. I mean, we all get pissy from time to time, but we can't dwell on it. Personally, I try to stay away from getting angry myself. When I get angry about stuff, it tends to hang over me, sometimes for days, so I really avoid getting angry about stuff. And you know, it could just be your lack of sleep. If you've been having trouble getting sleep, that can kind of piss you off too. You know, creative people like yourself, people who are musicians and people who are artists and stuff like that, your brain is constantly turned on. It's constantly going. Like you said, sometimes you get creative in the middle of the night and stuff. And, you know, if you do, try to write things down and do them the next day. But I know you can't always do that. I do myself. I take medication to help me sleep sometimes. I never really had a problem sleeping during my life, but I got a prescription for stuff called Ambien-CR. It's a sleeping pill, and it works pretty good for me, but I only take it occasionally. You know, my job is kind of, my hours are erratic in my job. Sometimes I work regular hours every day when I'm doing a show, and then like the last day of the show, we'll work a long day and then have to come in extra early the next day. And those are the times when I will kind of rely on a sleeping pill sometimes to get me to sleep, because I don't know about you, but I'm kind of like an old dog. I mean, when I get home from work, I gotta have time to wind down. Ever seen a dog stop and wind around in a circle before he lays down to go to sleep? Well, I'm kind of like that. I can't just come home, you know, eat, shower, and boom, hit the sack, because I'll get to bed and I'm ready to go to sleep, but my brain is still going. It has to go over all the things that I've done during the day. It won't shut off quickly. So yeah, that kind of is a pain sometimes in my job. And you know, it's funny, I was thinking about this earlier. I saw a study where they took a group of people and they took them underground and they removed all the clocks, so they didn't know exactly what time it was. And they filmed them, and they found out that most people's body clocks are actually like 25 hours long. So a normal day is 24 hours, but their body clock, you know, they were staying up an hour later every day and going to bed an hour later, or getting up earlier, an hour earlier every day. And after time, you know, they would like lose an hour every day, and you know, within 12 days they were getting up in the middle of the night and going to bed in the middle of the day. So it kind of threw them off. So yeah, I can understand you having problems sleeping, and then it suddenly catches up with you and you crash. Sleep is a funny thing. it is all about your brain, isn't it? And maybe you should listen to some music to help you sleep. I mean, you were talking about country music in your last video, and quite honestly, I'm not a big fan of country music. I'm a rock and roller, there's no doubt there. But you mentioned Alison Krauss, and I like her voice. She has a very angelic voice when she sings. She's nice, and I don't have a lot of modern country music that I like. I like the older stuff, like Johnny Cash and stuff. But there is a modern band called The Civil Wars. It's a man and a woman, Joy Williams and John Paul White, and they have really great chemistry. And their music is very basic. It's very simple, but it sounds great. And they got great chemistry. But I actually heard the other day that they kind of had a falling out and they canceled their tour and stuff. So that sucks. I mean, they were good. And you know, you talked about stuttering as well when you were kind of doing your videos, and that could have something to do with you not getting a lot of sleep. Because I know when you do your Advent videos and you're talking in Norwegian, you don't stutter in Norwegian. You only stutter a little bit when you're struggling with English, so no surprise there. What else did you talk about? Oh, my tree. What? You didn't approve of my tree? I mean, I know it's plastic and all, but I thought you were the environmentalist, Sara. Sitting around with lots of candles going so you don't have to use electricity, and you complain about my plastic tree. Now, I got one plastic tree that'll last me 20 years. I just saved 20 trees for the next 20 years. I think I did the right thing. But I know what you're saying. It's when I was a kid, we had regular, real trees every year. But after a while, we fell out of the habit. And it is nicer to have a real tree, to have that pine scent in the air in the house. And oh shit, I'm over 7 minutes here. Okay, I'm gonna go. Haha, got my video in first. Gonna make you play catch up. See ya. Cheers.